James Degale is a fighter who has previously expressed an interest in fighting Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. Well, according to Tom Loeffler, the promotional representative for Triple G, he says that they would have been willing to accept James Degale as a replacement opponent for Chris Eubank Jr. had Eddie Hearn offered them that fight instead. Now we know that James Degale, well, we assume, or I assume anyway, that James Degale would have taken that fight, or he at least would have been available. As far as I know, there may be some type of talks going on behind the scenes between James Degale and his representatives and the representatives of Badou Jack in terms of them having a unification fight. So perhaps Degale wouldn't have accepted it. I don't know. I tend to believe he would have been, and at the very least, I think he would have appreciated being offered the fight. So the question has to be asked here. Why didn't Eddie Hearn offer James Degale the Triple G fight instead of offering it to Kell Brook? And at the same time, I guess you could ask, well, since Loeffler and Triple G knew that Degale was interested in the fight because he's expressed it publicly before, since they knew that, what was stopping them from asking Eddie Hearn to fight Degale rather than Brook? What was stopping them suggesting that as a potential fight? They know that Eddie Hearn promotes James Degale. Why not suggest that as a fight? As far as why Eddie Hearn didn't offer James Degale that opportunity, is probably, again, it could be to do with some type of negotiations going on between Hearn or Degale's representatives. Actually, it will probably be Degale's representatives, his manager, Al Heyman, talking to Badou Jack's people. Isn't Badou Jack also advised by Al Heyman? I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way, that could have been the reason that Degale wasn't offered, or perhaps it was down to the fact that Hearn still has this awkward situation, shall we say, with James Degale. There still seems to be a little bit of tension there. They don't seem to have come to an understanding. Eddie Hearn has said quite openly that he doesn't put as much effort into promoting James Degale as he would have done had James Degale not signed with Al Heyman. So perhaps that's why, because a friend of mine at the time, actually, when it was revealed that Kell Brook was going to fight Triple G instead of Eubank Jr. fighting Triple G, a friend of mine said, why don't Degale fight Triple G? He's with Hearn, right? And at the time I thought, yeah, that's a good question. How come Degale's not been offered the Triple G fight? It's a far more credible fight for Triple G. Degale's a world champion just like Brook is, but unlike Brook, he's definitely big enough. Nobody would be complaining that Degale's too small to fight Triple G. So that's a question for you guys to contemplate. And if you have any thoughts on it, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to read your comments and see what you think about the situation and everything I talked about in this video. All right, it's your boy Hatman. I'm out.